So the way I go about spirituality and sort of developing myself in the occult and whatnot is that I mostly just listen to spirits. Um, I'll read about something or whatnot, but most of the time I'll have different knowledge, but like who knows how it connects. If I'm reading about something that happened in the past, I wasn't there. If I'm reading about some process I've never seen, it's kind of like reading uh, how I could read about how to put together a car, but could I actually do it? So I think no matter how much I might accumulate just raw knowledge, and no matter how much I could know, without connecting with spirits, it'd be practically impossible for me to use the concepts. But they show me, like, I'll learn about something and then I'll see a vision, and then the spirits will be like, oh, this means this and this does that. And I think for that, that's kind of the reason why I feel okay having sort of this, like, I'm kind of like thugging it when it comes to like my ideology and stuff, the philosophy of it, because I'm not really aligned with a particular philosophy. It's mostly like complete unverified gnosis. So, but the thing is, so a lot of things I don't tell. I just give my opinion on things that are known. I don't feel comfortable at the moment just telling stuff that spirits told me. But I've become impressed with it because with the process, because like I do things a certain way, and then I'd learn more, and then I early on I was doing things, I was very much relying completely on intuition. And then I did all these different activities, and I learned some things about different concepts of like Hindu religion or whatnot, and or just esoterics in general. And I started to feel like, oh, I'm not so sure about those things that, I kind of knew it in some way were true, that I felt were true. And I found out later, like, I learned even more about certain concepts, or like, like there's certain uh, schools of thought in Hinduism that it took me a long time to learn about, that they even existed, or like, uh, different processes that maybe aren't Hinduism. I started to realize, like for example, just the way I intuitively wanted to go about everything is a little bit similar to Zen Buddhism, but I never really looked into Zen until recently. So and this has kind of led me to the point of, like, if you have a feeling about doing something a certain way, maybe it's worth considering what the benefits would be, instead of just thinking like, oh, well, what's the right way to do it? Probably the way you want to do it's the right way to do it, in a way. Maybe I'm just more plugged in than most people, but who knows? But see, that's the thing with me. I can't. I struggle to know like if people are curious about my process, because, like, to know what to say, because I don't know if the average person could connect with spirits, because I understand that my subconsciousness is plugged into these things, and so there's a highway, there's an information highway, a personal information highway. Yogananda Paramahamsa, or Paramahansa, that's what it is. He talks about how there's like a yogic internet. So, I've had some experience of that sort of thing, and a lot of knowledge, just like claircognizance is. I don't like the whole thing of the clairs. I think it makes everything sound like fucking cheap. And I think there's so many subtleties and little things that go with these things that, like, oh, I'm clairaudient, I'm claircognizant. Like, I think I think then it creates a situation where people will have a skill and it'll take a long time to realize there's more to it, and there's more depth you can get. And there's so many nuances, there's so many little things. Um it's like relaxation, actually. Um like, I can relax, like, my jaw, okay? I can be like, and I can kind of like leave it kind of open and let it relax for a while and be like, but then, I can learn a special exercise. I can relax it even more, or I can Recently I found a video of how to relax the jaw better that like is really like, it clears even like emotional baggage, or or the whole body or any part of the body. But I think especially focusing on a certain part, like if you're focusing on relaxing like a certain part of the body, whether even your eyes, you'll just keep continuously finding like deeper states of relaxation. And this relates to magic a lot, and I think relaxation even relates to magic inherently a little bit. But this relates to magic a lot because meditation. Okay, anyone can sit down and parse through their thoughts. That's a meditation. Anyone can let their subconscious just run on autopilot while playing video games or something, or whatever process, some kind of mindlessness. That's playing video games can be a meditation that way if it's not too demanding on the mind. But and then you can get into serious meditation, and then even through serious meditation you can just keep getting deeper and deeper levels, to the point where someone who's like a master at meditation or yoga or tantra or whatever it is practically not even doing the same practice as a beginner. So this is something that makes it very difficult to talk about some of these topics, because it's just there's so much depth and nuance. Like, I think if there's a lot of people that they have a lot of knowledge and are like sort of feeling things, but they're not practicing anything. And I kind of believe that practicing, I think you can make a lot of progress by thinking and feeling and connecting to the world, and sort of struggling with world problems. I kind of get that sense from a lot of people I talk to on these sorts of topics. But I think the practices have such a power to elevate you, to elevate even your ability to wrestle with these big, more existential things, that it's more effective. You're more effective as a mind grappling in the world. Certainly I've seen that for myself. But without the practice, it's like, for me, I even feel like I went about things the wrong way. Like, I in my mind I have this fantasy that I could have done this, gotten to the point I am much faster. But I don't think so. I think that's a delusion. I think that at some point you have to sit down and do the work. And there's a process of like, okay, now I'm meditating and I'm just sitting and I'm parsing through my thoughts. Now I'm realizing some of the thoughts aren't mine and they're coming from other people. Now I'm realizing that we're all connected and that there's like this very thin filter between us, and you can actually reach through it. And like and visualization sped up my process really fast. But there's just so many, there's things you feel that you don't even know you feel, and it takes years for you to realize that I'm feeling something. This is a thing I can like seize onto and do some effect. And like I feel like if you do this sort of thing, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and I think I don't have a guru in any of my practices. I just listen to spirits, and it keeps working. So I think I'm doing better than if I had like some kind of teacher. So yeah.